Odie Hawkins. We're going to do Moments in Time.
Okay, Moments in Time. I'm down for it.
All right. Well, I'm going to come and join you.
Okay, that's great.
That's good.
You know what I was thinking? If I didn't have some sort of set design thing, you know, that would be so programmed that everybody could predict what the next move would be.
Right.
I thought, first of all, I'd like to say that what I thought initially was to have an African tinge program, because we've been talking about Ghana and my 3 years there, and then later we went back and for the first time in 2013 and then 2014.
Right. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure everything is copacetic.
And we'll be going back again. So if you check the things to see that we're all in there, and everything is cool. Okay. I like the spontaneity of what we're calling Moments in Time. So here's what I'm starting with, and I hope you get a kick out of it. I'm going to ask you to reinforce what I'm doing by holding up the pictures that I show you with a little bit of a story behind them.
You got it?
A little bit of a story behind.
All right.
I know this is a surprise to you because you didn't know quite what we were going to have.
I didn't know what we were going to do today.
In this first photo that I'd like to show, it shows two dear people. It shows your mother, the lady that I nicknamed Queen Jewel, and her husband, Dr. Ronald Gray.
Oh, yes.
And they are in they're in their finery.
My goodness gracious, there we go.
They're in their finery doing what they do best, or what they did best together.
Yes, indeed.
Which was enjoy life.
Styling, enjoying, definitely having a good time.
So you can put it on the table right there beside you.
Okay.
Now we're going to, like I said, there's going to be an African tinged program. This is the photo of a young man named Leonard Kennedy.
Oh.
Okay, he was in secondary school or whatever they call it.
Okay, so there's several Leonard Kennedys, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a Ghanaian who lives in the Cape Coast. And the picture is of him in his school outfit at the time.
Right.
This is Leonard's mom.
Oh, okay. There we go. Leonard's mom in Ghana, West Africa.
And the reason I'm showing this is because it leads up to this.
Ah, another Leonard Kennedy.
This is Leonard as a mature artist. And what he has done was, upon commission, do bracelets. I think he calls them bangles.
Bangles or bracelets,
in red, black, and green, he has made little bracelets. I don't know how this guy does this, but he makes bracelets with these names of African Americans who have been killed by the police. And we commissioned him to do initially 3 or 4. Could you put over there with him? That's his envelope.
Right.
We commissioned him to do 3 or 4 of these things, and then 5 and 6, and finally the number got so great that we just simply ran out of names to give him, and he couldn't keep up. He would need a whole production crew to, this is pre-George Floyd and post-George Floyd.
Yes.
Like I said, I was just going through pictures, and I thought, I'd like to get hold of things that are meaningful. This is a woman that I met about 15 years ago.
More than that, but okay.
Oh, longer than that?
Yes, okay.
I can never remember.
2009.
See, you can't even remember it yourself.
2000. 2009.
2000.
1999.
1999.
Right.
1999. I became acquainted with this lady, and as you can see with her Tai Chi outfit on, she was becoming interested in the Asian martial arts.
Yes.
And her name is Zola Salena-Hawkins.
Thank you for giving me the Hawkins part of my name.
Well, thank you for accepting the Hawkins part. As a matter of fact, I can tell you how you accepted it. You did it like this. You did it like this.
Oh, you just got all
You did it like that by marrying me.
Yes, indeed. Our wedding pictures. Here we go. 2014.
Is that right? Now we got.
Oh no, sorry, 2004.
What kind of marriage is this when we can't remember when we got married?
We've always known each other.
Oh, we've always
there
known
we
each
go.
other.
We've always known each other.
It was a moment in time.
Yes, indeed.
Is this another angle of the same thing?
Yes, I think this is okay. It's a widening angle. Here I am just talking away, and then here we are. We're laughing. It was a good time walking, good time wedding.
Big time wedding.
Okay,
I think
so
we
the
had
same
approximately 7 or 9 people.
7.
7, and the person who performed the ceremony was a good friend of ours. His name is Ralph Vernon, and
Yeah.
for a day he became Pastor Ralph Vernon.
Yes, he did. Ah, there we go. Good picture. You see, we were having so much fun. A lovely, lovely day.
Sometimes when you're not doing anything, go through your drawers and pick out photos that are meaningful to you with no particular chronological arrangement, despite the fact that I said this would be African themed.
Yes.
This one was taken on Signal Hill, overlooking the city of L.A.
My smiling husband.
Yes, smiling. I think I was trying to look like Ice-T, but I failed.
I like the jacket.
Yeah, the jacket was made in Nepal.
Yes.
And lo and behold, I came across a couple other friends. This is Betsy and
yes.
and Eve.
Betsy and Eve
Martin. Eve Martin.
Betsy and
Eve is a old-fashioned, old-style, superior Angolero. He plays capoeira, Angola. Yes. And Betsy, for quite a long while, was associated with the Fowler Art Institute, I believe.
Right, indeed. But capoeira and samba.
Capoeira and samba. Yeah. Now we'll take a little trip to Africa, just so we would give people some idea of what the shape of it is. I thought I would do that.
Yes. And the fact that, let's see here, we've got to do Ghana is, Accra, right?
Yes, sure.
Okay, Accra, right up in here, okay?
Right up in the corner, I think.
Right up in the corner there,
Somebody
right there.
made the suggestion that it looked more like a pork chop than anything else.
Well,
that may be
this
true.
is Africa, the motherland.
Okay, here's a close-up view. Ghana looks to me to be about as large as Indiana, or maybe Florida.
There you go.
Maybe a little wider, But this is the place we decided to visit. Well, the first time I decided to visit because I had done my research and it was an English-speaking African country. I didn't want to go to Cote d'Ivoire and try to learn French or anything like that. So I went, and in a sense, I think it had become like a home away from home. Here's another view of Accra, which is the capital city. And to show you how it's divided, it's right on the coast.
Cape Coast right there. Accra.
Each of the sections in Accra are divided into different sections. I guess you call them neighborhoods. There's Jamestown, there's Ushertown, there's Roman Ridge, Adabraka, Owusu. I lived in Owusu. If this were a map of Chicago, I could show you where the South Side was, or where the South Side is. Currently.
Yes. I like Owusu, and I like the country kitchen.
And the country kitchen. We're coming to the country kitchen, believe it or not.
Oh, I'm hungry.
You'll see
yes, I'm hungry for a coat.
Hey, he's coming. This is an enlarged picture of Leonard Kennedy making one of his bangles.
Yes.
I have no doubt in my mind that the man will be recognized as a superb artist at some point, if he ever attains international recognition.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, hopefully that would be the case. This is the Ghanaian countryside.
Ah, yes indeed. Oh, I don't think this was Ghana. This doesn't have the red dirt. This is the Arizona.
Oh, wrong place.
Wrong place.
Wrong country.
Wrong country. No red dirt.
Okay, but this is
Mexico.
This is the place.
This is Mexico.
Is it? Is it Mexico?
No, that's Mexico.
It's down on the back. U.S. border, Mexico. Well, it shows we've been some other places.
Yes.
Now, I know this is in Compton. You know why I know?
How do you know?
Because you got an outfit on that's Comptonian. At the back door of the Spanish house in Compton.
Yes.
I was living there, and I invited my wife to come and visit me, and we would take some photos.
Yes.
We've showed the photo of us being married, and here we are at someone else's wedding. What is the people's name?
Afton and Tiffany's wedding.
This is one of Zola's workmates from the Department of Justice. The attorney, Afton, what's the last name?
Amir.
Okay.
Anyway, they're both fantastic people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful wedding. They had some incredible Mediterranean foods, and they're Armenian Jews, so they had Armenian Jewish food and was a whole bunch of other things.
Very good.
This one came out of nowhere. This is yours truly, of all places, in Cancun.
Yes.
Eat your heart out, Ted Cruz. Eat your heart out. You didn't get a chance to go this far. But I had an opportunity to take this trip. It was sponsored by the African Times newspaper, which was a newspaper published here by Charles Anchiam from Nigeria. Okay. And it was a Nigerian-backed newspaper. Anyway, they suggested, hey, you might like to take the trip to Cancun. They have had hurricanes and things. They were trying to reassure people that it was safe to go down. So they sent me. And about 4 or 5 other people. I didn't think about it like that till I got on it. You know what? What if the wind stopped blowing real hard? Yes. What do I do here? But as you can see, I embraced the ocean.
You had a good time.
When you go shopping in Ghana for your chicken, you may very well come across a pet store like that, which doesn't sell pets.
Sells food.
Sell food. You eat them.
Time to eat.
This is something that people very often see when they go to Ghana. It's called Black Star Circle and Black Star Square. And that is the downtown picture of downtown Accra, near the Parliament House.
Right.
And we were in a taxi, and you rolled past, and you could say, I was in Ghana because you went through Black Star Square.
Yes, really cool.
Now, in 2013 and 2014, with Zola by my side, we managed to go to one of the really fine Ghanaian restaurants in Ghana.
Yes.
Here's the menu, which we couldn't resist taking pictures of.
The Country Kitchen.
The Country Kitchen. This is not a paid advertisement.
Delicious.
I can't imagine they would have closed down because it's very popular. And it had been there. I hadn't been there since 1995.
Right.
And it was still hopping.
Okay.
Big hut. It's designed like a hut. Thatched roof with open sides. And one of the most fantastic things you can have is to go in there on a rainy day during the rainy season, which is from May, June, July, August, September, October.
Right.
And some romantically inclined people will go there and sit and have dinner while it's raining like hell outside.
Well, let's see here. We've got fried plantains with beans. What's this? Why?
I don't want to see it.
Aki with mutton.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Fufu with light soup with mutton. Fufu with mixed meat soup.
I think the mutton things come from the English influence. For one thing, there's not a lot of beef and meat grown in Ghana. It's very vegetable, plant-oriented.
Kelly Welly.
Kelly Welly.
Kelly Welly, don't be good. It's so
Kelly
good,
Welly
so good, so good.
What is it? It's yam fried in ginger. Ginger fried.
And then there's shita.
Almost like potato chips.
And the sauce on the side.
A little salsa, a little shita. The hot sauce. Here's someone who doesn't care very much for hot sauce, but she likes the shita.
And the colt.
And you might will too. Yeah. As we all remember, as we go into our African American history, W.E.B. Du Bois went to Ghana. Ghana was independent in 1957. I forget exactly what year he went there, but he was in his 90s. And Kwame Nkrumah, the president at the time, gave him an estate to live on. He died there. And that particular estate became the memorial that it is now. And I used to go sit there and write. And
we met some really nice people that work in the bookstore, and a young man that was a capoeirista and had records, did his own, his own CDs.
All over the place.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
All over the place. On a really hot day, if you go into the village of Larteh, which is, I think, north of Accra, you might stop in at a wayside place called Tamara's and have a cold club beer.
Yes,
nothing is more thirst quenching than club. I think, my own personal opinion, that they would not allow us to sell club here because it would put a whole bunch of beers out of business.
And it initially was from where?
The people who came and did it were Germans.
Oh, okay.
Somehow or other they wound up in Ghana. I'm sure the English had something to do with it at the time, but they allowed German brewers, and they made a very, very fine beer. It's a strange beer for those who drink beer. You know, after you've had a glass of beer and sit for a while, it becomes kind of dull and flat and sour. Club beer almost becomes like a very liqueur. It never loses its
it's delicious. And I'm not a beer drinker.
Not a beer drinker.
But I love club beer.
You can't get it here, forget about it. We've gone to beer distributors and said...
I think they recycle the bottles. So
no, you won't do this. As you go about the city of Accra and the surrounding territory, you will come across streets where they will have the most interesting businesses. A beauty salon right on the side of a drainage ditch. It's a third world country, but with the discovery of offshore oil and all that, they're becoming a lot more affluent.
Right.
Matter of fact, when we were there, they had opened up some Mercedes-Benz dealerships.
Most definitely.
Dealerships. Another thing, the ladies boarding this bus.
What do they call it?
The bus is called a trotro. And the ladies board in the bus with the babies on the back, ride the trotro, and sometimes I just couldn't figure out how you could sit with a baby on your back and not squash it. But they figured out how to do it.
Figured it out,
The babies don't cry, the babies are just sleeping.
Right.
But the trotro will have, it's the VW bus, and I think you'll have 4, 8, 12, you may have 24 people in that bus.
Wow.
And you pay a set amount and go to a certain distance, and there you are. This is either sunset in Ghana or Sunset in Arizona. I can't tell which.
I think it's Sunset in Arizona. Okay.
Well,
but it's similar.
It's very similar. It shows you that the sun goes down the same way all over the world.
All over, yes.
Say a few words.
But you're
right
looking
here.
for the red dirt, which you would find in Ghana.
Okay, unless you're in Alabama or Mississippi,
there you go.
Georgia. This is a book by our friend Kojo Yankah. Kojo Yankah did something for me that was very unusual. In 1992, when I went there, he offered me the opportunity to write and direct some segments, some episodes of a new television show called Inspector Bediako.
Which you created.
Which I had something to do with create. I don't want to take full credit.
Okay.
It was his idea to have a detective story, but he was the director of the Ghana Institute of Journalism at the time, and he felt that I had the expertise, and I had the expertise, so I created something that you call the Bible.
Okay.
It establishes who the lead characters are going to be and so forth. And there was some marvelous technicians and marvelous artists. I could name names if I could remember all of them for the rest of this evening, because they were Adina Matachi, Akuzwa Abdallah, David Dontoy, and on and on and on.
It's really special people.
Oh, when you have
not conceited or anything, but very down to earth,
very down to earth,
very talented.
Two lovely actresses helping somebody push their car wouldn't start, and that sticks in my mind. You know, in the gorgeous gown. Okay, we can help you.
Oh, wow.
This is a nice color photo of David. This is his book.
Right.
This is one of two books. The other is Jamestown. But in the book, he, talks about his life. I think that Kojo Yankah probably would have been the Kofi Annan from Ghana if he had chosen to be. But he seemed to have gone into communications as a way to do it. Can you show this?
Oh, most certainly. Let me show his picture here. Okay.
What is he there with friends?
Yes, with his wife. Yeah, there we go. You see the picture? And
we've been, I'm proud to say,
pictures.
Friends since 1992.
There you go.
And
this is a book. You should check it out. You can get it on Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah, you can get the book on Amazon.
We check into each other from time to time. He's all over the world most of the time. And
it's called Our Motherland, My Life by Kojo Yankah.
One of those people. Okay, this guy here is not on the same page as Kojo Yankah, and let me explain the photo. I had the idea to write a book that stemmed from my experiences in Ghana, where there is such a thing as is called juju. Juju is not connected to Santeria or candomblé or any of the other legitimate religious, spiritual movements that are prevalent in our part of the hemisphere. Juju is generally known as a underworld thing.
Okay.
And it's the old Faustian story. You want to have something done for against somebody or something like that. Then you can get hold of a juju man, and he says, "Okay, you bring me the dirt from a fresh-born baby or whatever it is." This is true, and when I was there, they were having newspaper stories about people who've been caught doing juju. Of course, the people who practice it would say that doesn't exist and there's nothing about it, but we know better. Anyway, I decided to write a book about a guy who had supernatural powers that had been granted because he had been exiled to the forest, and in the forest, rather than just simply succumb and surrender to negative things, he became I guess the closest thing we'd have in this part of the world would be a shaman.
Right.
He became a shaman. He became conversant with healing herbs and so forth and so on. That's what the book is about. Now, I needed a cover. So I looked around, and lo and behold, right there on my right side was Zola Salena-Hawkins, my wife, and then the other thing that happened was that Mr. Bayati was there. Bayati is
well, in fact, they were talking, they were having a business meeting, and I kept looking at Bayati, and I was like, he would be perfect. I wonder if he'll do it.
Exactly. I'm saying that this is dedicated to the first African Tarzan. What I wanted to do was dispel all of the negative Hollywood crap about people who live in the forest, and this was the perfect opportunity to do it.
Yes.
Mr. Bayati, this is his. That's one photo of it. I thought she took two superb photos. I don't know if you can see both of them.
Okay. Side by side. Okay. There we go.
Bayati liked it very much.
Yes. Indeed.
Of course he would.
We put information regarding his organization because he's very much involved in the community. And let's see here.
He was involved with importing foreign African films to the United States at one point. Producer, entrepreneur, director.
Rashid
Rashid, yeah.
Bahati. Okay, you can Google him probably and you'll come up with his organization. Okay.
So he was the man who became my African Tarzan.
Yes, he did a really good job.
All kinds of things happen all the time to people who are least likely to be looking for these things, and I'm going to bring this to somewhat of an end with just this particular thing. Okay, here's the story. Here's the story. This man's name is Manny Barron.
Manny, you are missed by many.
Okay, as a writer, and you know, I'm sure that other people have had this experience too. As a writer, there are times when you need help. If you write here in America, you might be greatly in need of an agent. You should put it down. You might be greatly in need of an agent. I wanted to write a book about bullfighting. I am not strictly a rabid aficionado.
No.
But after having been introduced to bullfighting when I was about 15 years old, working in a hotel where a guy had a cousin or brother or something who worked at the Roosevelt Theater in Chicago, the World Theater in the Roosevelt Hotel. Beautiful, beautiful auditorium that was designed by the architect White.
Oh, okay.
Okay, can't think of his first name, but beautiful, beautiful. He said, okay, you know, Jose, he said, I got 2 tickets. My cousin had 2 tickets. I can't go to see this thing. He said, what is it? He said, you know, it's a pictorial about the corrida. Well, that means bullfight, right? Yeah. See, the movie was about the life story of Manolete.
Yes.
One of the greats from that thing. I had never seen a bullfight. I lived in Chicago where they killed a lot of bulls.
Right.
At the stockyard.
Right, at the stockyard.
But I've never seen a bullfight. I was struck by it. And like I always use a disclaimer, I make this a caveat. I never became a full-fledged aficionado because I wouldn't go out of my way to see a bullfight. I have been to many, but I never sat there and felt like I truly support this. And I'm not offering any apologies. I'm just simply saying, as a curious person, I wanted to find out what made people go to the bullfight.
Well, it's so funny because as you started to draw away from it, you introduced me to it, and I'm totally fascinated with the art. And, you know, I've gotten over where I hide my face now, but I still jump when things happen. And I'm excited, and I appreciate the fact that women, though they, as you say, they fight usually smaller bulls.
Yeah.
But the fact to get in a ring with a bull, and it's just one-on-one, not a gun, but one-on-one.
With a cape and a sword.
Yes. You know, it's just, I appreciate the art. All right. And, it's a personal choice.
It's a very complex thing going on because for years, as you know, they've tried to outlaw it in various sections of Spain. The Catalonians said, no bullfighting, we think it's animal torture and so forth and so on. Right. The people in the South say, no, we've had bullfights and we always will have bullfights. And probably they're right because it's an industry.
Right. It's more than just the matador and the bull.
Yeah.
Okay, right. And, you know, time's moved on from when Los Aficionados, okay, our club.
The bullfight club that we belong to. Los Aficionados de Los Angeles.
Yes, here you go.
We thought that it would be a good idea to join a bullfight club in order to see more bullfight films. Yeah. Unfortunately, they have many more speakers than bullfight films.
But they have bullfights on their Facebook page, and also they let you know when there are bullfights in Spain and everything, so they keep you abreast. And there are other bullfight organizations throughout the United States, throughout the world, I guess.
They call them Taurine groups.
Yeah.
Now, swinging things around full circle, can you bring the picture back of Manny?
Of course.
I wanted to do a story about the bullfight. So I started writing this book, this thick book about, I call it Matador Negro Azúcar.
Yeah.
The black matador, sugar, the black matador. I picked the name because so many of our famous athletes have been named Sugar. Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Child Robinson, Sugar. And I'm doing pretty well with the book, and I felt the need for having an agent. So somebody gave me the name of a guy in Wisconsin. And I called him, and he said, well, I'm out of that now, but let me give you the name of a guy in New York named Manny Barron.
Right.
As you can see, Manny Barron is an African-American man. And I called him on his cell phone. He was walking down the street in New York, the Avenue of the Americas. I'll never will forget it. This is years ago now.
Right, yeah.
We started having conversation. He said, listen, I'm going to our office right now, but why don't we talk about this a little bit more? It sounds interesting. And, you know, people say anything all the time. But it just so happened, I called him back, or he called me back.
Right.
We started talking. And he said he wasn't an aficionado at all. Right. But he had so many valuable suggestions to make. He said, what goes to make a fighting bull? It's okay, it's lineage, it's ancestral inheritance. It's almost like the DNA is passed down. The popular saying is that the bull gets his size from his father, but he gets his fighting heart from his mother.
Mothers can be like that.
Yeah, and that may. So okay, you got this blend, and you wind up with an animal who feels like this earth belongs to me. Sometimes when you see bulls run into the ring,
right,
and they look around as though, you know, it's just,
oh yeah, they you know, like
who dares challenge me?
Right, yeah, you know, why aren't I back home? You better hurry up
With my harem,
right,
you know.
right.
Anyway, I took some of the suggestions for that. He said, okay, give us the names of some of the prominent bull ranches. And he started doing his homework, I could tell. Give us the names of some prominent bull ranches. So I did, you know, Domecq, the Muras, these bulls who killed more bullfighters than any other brand of bull. And then the Mexican ranches, one of them, a bullfighter named Carlos Urunza, had the bull ranch called Pasteje. And we said, okay, well, it sounds like the bulls have a greater, you can trace that lineage better than you can the men. So yeah, the men might be bastards.
Oh.
But the bull is never.
Yes, okay.
Bull has his ancestors are kept in the record and everything and so forth, and we got to that part. He said, you're missing something. What would make a man or a woman go into a bull ring? The guy weighs 150 pounds. The bull weighs close to 2,000 pounds.
Oh.
Maybe 1,500 pounds, something like that. He can step on your toe and cripple you. The bull has horns that can impale you. I mean, like, the horn just doesn't go in, the horn curls and so forth. What is it that would make a man or woman go into a bull ring and risk his life like that? I did my homework. The next conversation we had was like 2 days later. I could offer him 2 or 3 valid reasons. One of them came from a bullfighter, Spanish bullfighter named El Cordobés, who said, hey, I grew up eating oranges. I stole oranges off the oranges in the orange grove in order to have food. Breakfast was a piece of old bread dipped in some sour wine. That would keep me going. There is no horn that can pierce you harder than hunger. So his rationale for being a bullfighter was that I'd rather die on the horns of a bull than die on the horns of hunger. That was one. That was one. Some other person says, it means something to me. This comes from Don Luis Dominguin. It means something to me to be considered the best in the world. I mean, if you are a person who has a job that will maybe not predict the end of your work day, your end of your work day might come on a horn spinning up. People like Ordonez and these other people who've been having horrible horn injuries. And I think about, I don't want to mention the bullfighter's name, who was gored in the testicles. And 6 weeks later, or less, he was back in the bull ring. And he refused anesthetics because he thought it might slow the healing process down. What would make a man do that? Pride, the desire to be considered the very best in something that only a few people can do. That elitist thing has something to do with it too. You know, a lot of people can become boxers or whatever. You know, you can box and you can get your head knocked off for 15 years and somebody says he was in boxing. Right. He didn't become a champ, but he was in boxing. Bullfighters don't last 15 years because you don't get beaten up and knocked in the head, you get killed. So the elimination process is purely dependent upon the bull. And it is upon this note that I will bring our little trip as close to an end as I can.
I hear
you. Your testimony.
Well, I wanted
Love your dress. What'd you get there?
Ghana, this and the necklace.
Oh, it comes from Mrs. Owusu.
Yes.
We stayed in a place called the Acacia Lodge in an area of Accra called Hatsu. And the lady who owned the place took such a liking to Zola Salena that she gave her a nice little dress.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Thank you, and we hope
was
to
I
come
running
back.
my mouth a lot? I know, a moment in time is supposed to be a moment in time. I didn't think it was going to be. I didn't think.
But we just wanted to share several moments in time with you.
Several moments in time.
Okay, and you know, the traveling is opening up. We probably won't be doing anything before 2022 or 2023. Yeah. Gotta see how things are going.
Let's see how things are going.
But we have been a few places, and we have met so many wonderful people that we hope again to meet another moment.
Another moment in time. Next time we're going to, I think maybe go to prison.
Prison?
I mean, yeah. I'm not going to say any more to it about it than that. But I want to talk about what it feels like to be in Chino, minimum security prison, and then to be in dual vocational, what do you call it? Dual correctional facilities. Sounds like an Orwellian name for juvenile delinquents. And then, of course, we go to the big house, San Quentin. A moment in time.
A moment in time. Hope to see you at our next moment in time. Please subscribe to this channel, Moment in Time. There's also my channel, Zola Salena-Hawkins, where we talk about Odie's books. He reads his books, do a little exercise, and we do a couple of Zoom. So that's a panchan of a variety of things.
What's panchan?
Panchan it is.
That's a Korean thing.
Yeah. I got it from you.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yes.
Little this, little that, little this,
that.
little kimchi, little this.
Yes, right, okay. And so, we have several people who have subscribed to that channel. And so I hope you subscribe also to the Moment in Time, this channel. And I should mention his website, www.odiehawkins.com. And we're doing Zoom Tai Chi classes at
Sunday.
2 o'clock on Sunday. And I guess that's about it.
Let's stop now. That's not the whole thing, but let's just stop here.
Yes, indeed.
Because otherwise it'll be an hour in time.
Oh, no, we don't want to do that. Anyway, Susan, Leonard, Eddie, all you wonderful people.
Kofi, Kwame, all you guys.
All right.
Stay up.
Stay up. Looking forward to seeing you in another moment in time. Bye for now.